Champions. It's not a word we throw around lightly.
A nation roars for a hero.
You've got to earn the right to be called a champion. Because at Flemington and Cup Week, we've seen our fair share.
Rogan Josh, the outside part's got his 11th cup.
Feud holding on. Feud knows. Bart has won the Melbourne Cup for the 12th time.
This is a week in racing where we celebrate champions past and present.
Without a fight, Mark Farmer, a Melbourne Cup champion.
Today is Tab Champion Stakes Day, and we've saved the best till last.
Zaki holding on. Zaki back to back.
Zaki could rewrite history by winning 3 in a row.
Zaki!
Reminds me of another champion.
Makybe Diva in front. Makybe Diva wins the cup. The champion becomes a legend.
But it's not just champion horses we celebrate this week, as we farewell the greatest jockey that's ever graced Flemington.
Let them know when it's time to go.
The numbers are staggering. A record 129 Group 1 wins.
Damien Oliver has done
Another Group 1 win.
one of the best in the business. Damien Oliver.
I'm not sure champion begins to describe how good Ollie is.
Will he dives? He's done it, Ollie. He's 7 votes. The greatest of all time, Damien Oliver. Welcome back to Network 10's coverage of the final day of what has been a fabulous Melbourne Cup Carnival. It is Tab Champions Day, and what a way to finish. $3 million. So the scene is set for a wonderful finish to this week's Melbourne Cup Carnival. Champions Day, the first not far away. We'll take a break and come back with it on the other side. This is the final Group 1 of Cup Week.
Off they go. Now quickly with Zaki pushing forward deeper. They come around the turn of the 500 metres. McDonald hasn't moved yet. Zaki kick clear. 2 lengths, 3 lengths now. Zaki lets rip. He's well clear. Zaki won the McKinnon. Won it by a length.
That's the real Zaki. He has dominated the McKinnon.
We have a fitting climax, a crescendo of racing.
The 2022 $3 million Tab Champions Stakes. This is what we've come for.
And they're racing. Zaki from the inside was the best elite. Still Zaki. Zaki holding on. Zaki back to back. Zaki wins it.
They said he wasn't the same, but Zaki is back.
2 years ago, it was James McDonald on Zaki. Last year, it was Jamie Carr for Annabelle Neesham. And the scenes on the rails at the presentation where a whole group of young schoolgirls and teenage girls were there just chanting for Jamie Carr, the hero of the turf, was just a glass ceiling moment for this sport. There was no doubt about it. There's been many over the years, but that was just a beautiful moment. And Frankie Dettori is back with us. Frankie, you missed last year. It was just a beautiful moment to see Annabelle Neesham, as I said, and Jamie Carr, the 2 women, get Zaki home.
I'll let you into a little secret. You know, I rode Zaki about 5 years ago.
Did you really?
In England, yes.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, it's a 9-year-old, still going strong. Unbelievable. What a performance.
Did anything at that stage that you thought?
No. Yeah. Obviously, the boys are doing better than me because I think I got beaten him. And the girls.
So, Frankie, today, you know, there's a lot of tactics involved.
Yes.
Like, you know, Zaki's going to go out there and do what he does very well, lead and be dominant. I was a bit of a real field rider. I didn't bog myself down in form a lot because obviously when the barriers open, things change. What sort of jockey were you throughout your whole career?
Same. Obviously, in my younger days, I probably study a lot more. In my older days now, I use my instinct a bit more. John Gosden, my trainer, I worked for him for over 10 years, he used to pull me up from time to time, said I was overthinking things. So sometimes you got to have a plan. There's no two ways about it, but you got to let your instinct you know, take
you can get robotic. If you fall into one plan and all of a sudden that plan doesn't work, the barriers open, you go, oh,
yeah, we're going to do
what
next.
am I doing? And then that moment's gone. It's gone.
So how do you find that balance? When was it in your career, Frankie, that you thought?
I would say maybe the last 10 years. Yeah, because obviously experience. You've been there, I've done it for so many years, and then you realise, oh, you know what? Doing it this way is probably better than overthinking things too much.
So, Bossy, with this race coming up, Zaki, Annabelle Neesham has told owners that obviously want to go to the front, relax, get out the front there and dictate the race. A bit worried that young Werter and Prowess might get up there and cause a little bit of trouble. What do you say to Jamie Carr in that situation?
His best asset is that he runs along at a good clip and he takes most horses and most jockeys out of their comfort zone. And then what happens, it's a process of like, OK, you've got to get to him. That's part of the first part of the equation. But then you've got to try and pass him because he just keeps kicking and kicking. So
that's the chairman of the VRC, Neil Wilson. There too, by the way.
Also, you know, sometimes you think, well, drawn 10 is bad, but when you have a front runner like that, drawn 10 is actually you got such a long run into the bend that you're able to go your own pace without forcing the issue. Because if you're inside, then you have to force it to make sure you're there in front. But when you're outside, you can float on the outside, find your own rhythm and get there in your own time. So that's a key barrier, I think.
It is. Oh, perfect.
So, Bossy, this is the one for Damien Oliver, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the farewell. This is the script, the last script that we write here at Flemington for Damien Oliver, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Duez, I think she can. I honestly think she can win. She's got fresh legs. She was so unlucky in the Cox Plate, and she's been warming to something really big. And when you're coming out of that Cox Plate with not having much luck, you'd think that she's got fresh legs still. She wasn't bottomed out. And they'll tear the grandstands down, and Ollie will just be overcome with emotion.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he said one movie already. If this one wins,
but you did
it. Be another. I did it. I did it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sometimes you think, well, those kind of things they never happen, but it did happen to me. You know, I can smell it, I can feel it. You know, this could happen. This could happen.
Frankie, we saw both of you guys today speaking to Damien Oliver, and I loved what you said about your time at Ascot, saying goodbye. That you actually thought you'd tear up and it'd be emotional.
Yeah,
but in the end, the overwhelming joy that came your way.
I swear to God, I thought I'm definitely going to cry my mouth. But, you know, I was standing there, you know, there were 50 deep in the grandstand and everybody's cheering. I thought, oh, my God, you know what? You know, so overjoyed and so happy for everyone that I couldn't even cry. I was so happy. So I was, you know, and I hope that Ollie will get the same as I went through, and I wish him all the best.
Aren't we privileged? We call that our office.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That stage that's our office. We're so blessed, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, two champions here. We're going to say goodbye to another one in Damien Oliver a little bit later on this afternoon, and it's not a farewell lap. He is at the peak of his powers, and he's in one of the biggest races that we have in the Spring Carnival. That's all still to come.
Here's Tears I Cry starting to join in with a big run down the outside.
2007 Stakes Day was memorable in many ways. First and foremost for the result of the feature.
It's Tears I Cry in front though, and Tears I Cry wins from Bird Dancer.
Nikita Berryman, with her first Group 1 ride, steered Tears I Cry home at 100 to 1 for a babyface trainer from Warrnambool called Kieran Maher.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It was also his first Group 1 success, with his first ever Group 1 runner. The other reason this day went down in racing folklore, the result of the quadrella, which is correctly picking the winners of the final 4 races on the card. That's a tough task for punters at the best of times, let alone when the first is a rank outsider like Tears I Cry. It became even harder when the next race was won by 50 to 1 long shot Hidden Strings.
Hidden Strings is hanging on grimly down on the inside. She'll win.
The mathematics of a quaddie is the betting pool divided by the amount of winners. So the more people that get it, the less it pays. The less who get it, the more it pays. This day was definitely the latter, as the third leg came in with Zavit at 14 to 1.
Zavit in front, Chafalu won't die. Zavit holding on. Zavit beat Chafalu by a length and a quarter. 16, 6 and 10 in the quaddie, some massive dividends.
The last, fittingly, a nail-biter. Those with a live ticket undoubtedly filled with butterflies and big dreams.
Morstaher in front. Montesoro's driving right on the line. They hit it. Nearly a dead heat here.
Montesoro got the nod at $15. If someone says they got the quaddie that day, they're probably lying. It paid $1.198 million, still an Australian racing record. For those very few who cashed in, they were lucky or genius. It's a fine line on the punt.
Right throughout the spring, for that matter. Matt, congratulations, mate. Building up now to the last three. How are you feeling?
Thank you, Ed. I can't wait. And the sun's come out at the right time. And I reckon those earlier races like the Amanda Rallied and the Queen Elizabeth, they're in a perfect spot. We can just build up to the big races. And it's about an hour and a half of just elite racing and so many stories. How good would it be if Imperatrice and In Secret could go stride for stride? We've got those horses from the Cox Plate, and then Ollie in the last up against Zaki. So it's all happening.
It's all happening indeed, mate. And as I said to you the other day, your calling has been exceptional. But also, I mentioned that the last hour of racing this time last year was almost as an exciting time in sport that I've ever been in the middle of. It was just so great. And your calling just lifted it to another level. So let's go back, though, over the 3 days, the three major races we've seen so far. Let's start with the Penfold Derby, and this was a great race to call, mate. You got it right.
It was a beauty. I mean, and look at James McDonald there. I mean, you don't see that very often, where the jockey's left arm goes right over the horse's head, trying to encourage that horse forward over Apulia. And so much theatre with the Cox Plate the week before that James Mack had knocked over the Hayes boys, and he did it again there. But I must confess that I didn't have much of a clue when they hit the line, like everybody else. And that extraordinary shot of the owner of Riff Rocket, Debbie Kapitas, looked petrified, didn't she, when she had a look at the big screen. It was fantastic theatre, and that was one of the best derbies we've seen in a long time. That was an absolute beauty.
Yeah, it probably underlined the derby again, didn't it? Especially the conjecture over 2,000 metres to 2,500, etc., etc. It was actually proven so correct this year. Let's have a look at the Cup now. And without a fight, well, what a horse this has been.
Well, many people, when we saw Without a Fight win in Brisbane back in June, thought this horse will win the Melbourne Cup, and many people went against that and believed that it might not be able to stay 2 miles. But Mark Zara was the believer. He was the story after switching from Gold Trip. But if there's any question about moving the Derby to 2,000 metres, have a look at the horses that finished in the top 10 in the Melbourne Cup. Horses like True Marvel, Akita Sushi, out-and-out 2-mile horses that are Australian horses, like True Marvel, who won a maiden hurdle at Hamilton. So we need to keep those staying horses through, and I thought the Cup was fantastic. Without a Fight winning, international winner, but we've claimed him anyway because he's raced here for 6 to 12 months. I thought Salcombe kept the water cooler conversation going for a while. They'll be talking about that in pubs for the next 12 months if Salcombe should have won the Melbourne Cup. And then, of course, Shiraz with that lottery factor running third.
With Joe Moreira, of course. Now, we'll talk about the Christens in a minute when we get to the Champion Stakes, because they've got West Wind Blows, having had, of course, the Melbourne Cup winner this time last year. But let's have a look at the Oaks now. The Kennedy Oaks.
Well, what I loved about this, Zardozi's the quality horse, and I wouldn't be surprised, Eddie, if she went back to 1,600 metres after the Oaks next year and proved herself to be a very, very good quality mare. We'll be seeing her in the Empire Rose, I reckon, next year. But James Mack, he said he'd never won a VRC Oaks before and had such a thrill out of winning it. He loves his racing. Look at him there. He was delighted. She's quality. There was some good staying performances in it, but it just proves that the Wakeful Stakes on the Saturday is always the best guide.
So, Matty, let's quickly go through the look now for the Champion Stakes. The stories of the day so far: Annabelle Neesham and Jamie Carr have had a win. Jamie Carr's got a double. Zaki, 9-year-old, make it 3 in a row. The Wakeful did it in 01, 02, 03, but that was the Melbourne Stakes then. It's been the LKS McKinnon, now it's the Champion Stakes. So it's a huge, just another chapter in history unfolding in front of us.
For sure, and of course the McKinnon Stakes on the Saturday was always known as the warm-up stakes, wasn't it, for a lot of the horses? Bart Cummings always ran his horses in it before the Melbourne Cup, so it's had that evolution. And the champion sprint, let's be honest, we have the best sprinters in the world. That's why we attack Royal Ascot every year. So why not put the best sprinters on the final day at Flemington and make it a real sprint? And Imperatrice at 1,200 metres for Tiakau Racing. She's broken the track record, her own track record at Moonee Valley last week, so she's going to be burning rubber. And throw in Secret, who loves this place, a Lightning winner, a Newmarket winner, a Coolmore winner, so we're in for a real treat.
We're in for a treat. Listen, do you call those races too, mate? You'll put the colour around and the accuracy that'll make it a memorable afternoon for us. We'll be talking about this, as you said, for the next 12 months, as we did the last 12 months. Good luck, Matt.
Terrific, Ed. Great
You're
to work with you.
buddy. Well played. Matt Hill, the voice of racing.
It is all about Damien Oliver.
He's done it, Ollie.
Another Group 1 win.
One of the best in the business, Damien Oliver.
Damien Oliver, he's earned the nickname the GOAT. If he's not the best we've ever seen, then he's certainly right up there with them. Still riding at the peak of his powers, still a dominant force.
But it's all Doremus at the 100. Raced away 3 lengths to another like a Dana, but Doremus takes the double. Damien Oliver wins his first, and he's stormed away to win the Melbourne Cup.
Damien Oliver has this ability to just give horses the right ride. And in the last 100 metres of a race, he's the one you want to be in the trenches with because he finds a way.
It's medium puzzle clear, and medium puzzle. Damien and Dermot have done it. It will be the most emotion-charged Melbourne Cup reception in history.
He's a wonderful rider, a great inspiration, and probably the greatest jockey that I've had the privilege to call. He was the jockey that you wanted to follow. If you were going to have a bet, you looked at what Damien was going to ride. But then again, Damien could probably win on a rocking horse.
Fear into the below deck. Oh, it's lifting him. And Fear into him up the Melbourne Cup again. Victory has gone to Damien Oliver to give him his third Melbourne Cup.
He's transcended the sport. People outside of racing know who Damien Oliver is. And to ride Group 1 winners almost 35 years apart from his first one in 1990 to still now just shows you how he's been at the top of his game for that amount of time. Wouldn't matter if it was the Melbourne Cup, the Derby, or a benchmarked 70 at Sandown on a Wednesday, he wants to win.
Yeah, the mile's coming. Don't worry about that.
It's coming soon.
It's coming. First of all, we get to see
Arguably the fastest horses in Australia. Some say could be the world. And Imperatrice, as Ed said, broken her own track record her last 2 starts at Moonee Valley. First time down the straight. This is where In Secret has owned Flemington, the straight 6. 2 starts, 2 wins at Group 1 level. And the punters have got it down to almost a 2-horse race. But gee, there's some good fast horse flesh in this race. Usfura, Star Patrol, Bella Nipotina, we heard from Michael Christian a little earlier. It could go anywhere. Let's start our mounting yard with number 2, Buenos Noches, trained by Matt Smith. Blake Shin rides, and Gator, I know you love this horse. He has had nothing go right this campaign, but he gets back down the straight at Flemington where he performs really well.
Yeah, look, I gave him a huge hope in that Everest. He nearly fell on the turn. I have to forgive the run. He probably should have beaten Private Eye and Co prior to that. Ties in really nicely. You've mentioned the other key fact, proven up the straight and drawn out, so good roughie.
Number 4 is Star Patrol. Ben Mellon rides for Clinton McDonald. And Michelle, as I come out to you to tell us what he looks like, one thing we know for certain is that he loves this Flemington straight. 6 starts for 4 wins.
He certainly does, and he presents really well here. He has to sort of run a career best, but he's in here in the right shape to do so.
He was well beaten in the Newmarket against a few of these, but I don't think he was at his best there. He's come back really well, carried weight to win last time. Weight for age Group 1, the new test.
Number 6 is Bella Nipotina, as we heard before. Bought Michael Christian a couple of new houses. She's won $6 million in prize money. Craig Williams, he's had a frustrating Melbourne Cup week. Could this be his chance to get on the board?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's easy to make a case. She was squeezed out last week. You saw the replay, picked up and mowed them down, and that was Private Eye and the Everest winner. She was running by. I agree with Chris at Gate 1. That's my concern.
She looks well here. She's only small, but she's presented in nice order.
Number 7 is In Secret. She's an imposing mare. Her prize money stands at $4.5 million. We've spoken about the Everest last start where she was unlucky, Gator, and it's that imposing 2-for-2 straight track record which stands out.
Yeah, that's right. And she went to 1200 finally last time. We were all waiting for it. And the Everest, it was obviously a plan. And she was outstanding, and it probably, you can argue, beaten by the barrier, zooming home. I mentioned those sectionals earlier. 32.5 last 600, 1086 last 200. That is sizzling.
I remember seeing her here last year, and she was too strong, and wasn't overly impressed with her in the yard, but she's had another year on, and she actually looks a lot better this year. She presents beautifully.
Number 8 is the Kiwi superstar Imperatriz, a 7-time Group 1 winner who has taken all before her this spring carnival in Melbourne. And Gator, we finally get to see her at Flemington.
Superstar, this girl, nothing short of that. An outstanding return win, sailed by Giga Kick, the Everest winner from the previous year, sailed by Asfoora in the Moya, 2-track records, and sailed away with the Manicato from up front. Just has to do it up the straight, but I'm happily with her.
Very hard to look past her. She's just got it all. Class, quality. She looks so healthy in herself. You can see she's just been hooked up with the Clark of the Course pony here just to keep her nice and calm, and as soon as he's taken hold of her, she's settled down beautifully, so she couldn't present any better.
Yeah, her stable name is Berry, after Halle Berry, who they said's a glamour, and they thought, perfect, that suits this mare.
Oh, I love it. Berry is going to be hard to beat. There is no doubt about that. Espiona's an intriguing runner here, Gator, because we're used to her performing better over a slightly longer distance, but you would never put anything past Chris Waller.
Absolutely not. Not going to start now. I gave her some hope in Everest as well. She ran well, just a little bit outsped at the 1200. Went to 1400 last time, beat a really good mare, Magic Time and Co. It's just back to the 1200. It's a little queer, but she's unbeaten in Victoria.
Number 10 is Asfoora. What a moment it would be for jockey Mitch Aiken if he could win a Group 1 on Melbourne Cup Week. Henry Dwyer's done a brilliant job with this mare. She's chased home over her last couple of runs. Imperatriz, what about the 1200, Gator?
Well, she tackled the 1200 to Royal Ascot, Brett, you remember this, and she did a great job outside of fast speed. You can tie that form in through overpass, who won that. Amelia's Jewels in the race as well, so not out of it.
The only thing is that the Ascot 1200, I think, is probably a very different sort of test to a Flemington 1200, which some people say can be more like a 1400 metre race given the straight conditions.
It is, and that's probably what's going to make it the hardest for her, but she could not look any better here today. She's presented in the best shape she could be, and she will need a career best, but she couldn't look any better here in the yard.
All right, Jared, it's been a long time two-horse war as far as the market is concerned. Who's, in the last 5 or 6 minutes, been the most popular?
It's certainly Imperatriz, holding $2 for the last several minutes now, and the money is just rolling in, Michael. In Secret, though, today, it's a good firm today, 4 into $3.40. Punters are either in one quarter or the other. Bella Nipotina, a bit of a nibble late, though, having got to $16, back to $13. Not really much for anything else. Starting from Asfoora there at $14, Buenos Noches at 16. What's gambling really costing you? For free confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Michelle, there's a lot of very good-looking horses in this race. Who have you come up with from the yard?
There is Michael, but I found it very hard to go past the 8 Imperatriz. She's just an absolute standout. Closely followed by In Secret. As I said, she looks even better than she did last year when she won. So very close between the two girls, but going with the favourite Imperatriz.
Gator, who's on top in the first Group 1 today, the Darley Champions Sprint?
Yeah, look, I'm Team Imperatriz. I think she's arguably the best sprinter in the world, and hopefully she can prove it today. In Secret, a logical danger. Buenos Noches, my best roughie.
Oh, well, it is all happening down here, Michael. There's no doubt about it. Have a look at this from the mounting yard, the owners, the trainers, the excitement. It's pumping up because the next 3 races are Group 1 with $3 million each. And it starts with a Darley Champion Sprint when we return on Network 10's coverage of this magnificent TAF Champions Day.
be part of it. So whether you win or come second, it's always good to be a competitor and being it. But you do like winning, let me tell you.
No doubt about it, mate. It's better than losing, that's for sure. Good luck today, buddy.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let's hope we can get a magpie and a double, hey?
It'd be something pretty good, wouldn't it, mate? Okay, we'll get you for your membership next year. Good on you, Rupert.
Thank you.
Rupert Lee, one of the great owners in Victoria, and he likes his horse Airman.
A little too much Collingwood going on at the moment here at headquarters, isn't there? This race last year did produce a very big surprise when Rock and Horse got up to knock off Nature Strip. Gatey, can you see any outsider that could knock off the big two that we've been focusing on?
Look, I can make a really good case for Bonus Notches. I was in the Everest and things didn't pan out well. He's got to sustain a preparation. So far, all his best runs have been first and second up. But if he's at his best, he's in the game here.
Interesting that Imperatriz went out very early onto the track. Didn't wait as the rest of the horses did. What do you think the process or the thought process is behind that, Michelle?
I think she's actually just a bit of a madam. I saw her there behind the barriers. Opie Boss and the jockey had to get off her. They put their blindfold on her to get her into the barriers. So all these little tricks that just help keep them calm, and this is probably why Britt and I love her so much. She's got that little bit of spark about her.
A little bit of sass. It was so interesting because when she paraded the yard, she wouldn't have turned a hair, but it was the second that Opie was legged aboard, she knew it was go time.
All right, it is go time right now. It is going to be speed to burn down the famous Flemington Straight 6, the $3 million Darley Champions Sprint, the first of 3 Group 1s on this final day. Let's take you up to Matt Hill for his call.
Of them all in the Darley Champions Sprint. Buenos Noches just a little bit hesitant to take the outside Ellie. Just wanting to back away at the last moment. The other speedsters stand very patiently. Buenos Noches to take the outside gate, barrier number 11. And in he goes now. Stand by for a start. The Champions Sprint. Favourite drawn 8. They stand. It's the calm before the storm. Just the back gate an issue with Buenos Noches, I believe. Now they're set. Ready, and away they go. Imperatriz broke away pretty well, with also In Secret, and over on the far side Bella Nipotina's trying to come across, but Front Page is going to lead the race. From in second place Imperatriz, Star Patrol, then Asfura, In Secret. Next behind those horses Airman, followed by Lofty Strike and Buenos Noches. Well back Espiona, with also Same as Chic, and crossing back to the end of the field is Bella Nipotina. So the front runner Front Page, 700 metres to go from Imperatriz, and they were followed by Asfura tracking the favourite. Next is Star Patrol. In Secret tracks Asfura, followed by Lofty Strike, Airman, Buenos Noches, Same as Chic. Well back Espiona, and last is Bella Nipotina. So 450 metres to go. It's Front Page in front, freewheeling by a length Imperatriz, then Star Patrol, Asfura, back behind those In Secret, and then came Buenos Noches. Front Page joined by Imperatriz at the 200 metres. Buenos Noches and In Secret trying to chase down Imperatriz at the 150. Imperatriz in front, Buenos Noches coming at her, but it's Imperatriz. She digs in, she's a neck in front. Another star turn from a brilliant mare. Imperatriz from Buenos Noches In Secret. Fourth in the race was Espiona from Bella Nipotina. Then Same as Chic, Front Page, Airman, Asfura. Back in the field, then Lofty Strike. And at the tail, Star Patrol.
Oh, she is a superstar. Imperatriz comes to Flemington and does it down the straight, winning her 8th Group 1 victory. Opie Bossum put her right in the race, sitting second, and she was strong to the line. Buenos Noches, he loves the straight. He put out a solid challenge, but in the end, it was the queen of the Kiwi land, New Zealand. That was too good. In Secret, she's run another blinder, but Gatey, you said it before, you think she could be the best sprinter in the world, and that may well prove it.
Yeah, she can sit at the top of the table for my with the crown on, absolutely, after today. Just tracked the leader Front Page, peeled to the outside. She was still bolting, lets down, and lets rip like a really good horse. Buenos Noches chases hard. He's a star in the making, this horse as well. In Secret, gallant, all about the winner, though.
James Winks will be with a very happy man. Opie Bossum and his girl Imperatriz, they've done it.
And thank you, Michael. Isn't it amazing, Opie, when you keep winning, you build that picket fence, there's always people wanting to put you down, but this is why she's a champion. From 1,000 to a mile, wet, dry, she just keeps showing up.
Yeah, she's a real darling, and it's a pleasure just to ride a horse like this. Going towards the twilight years of my career, and this one gets you out of bed in the morning, gets you in the sauna and bath. Yeah, love it.
That's it, mate, soak it up. Look, again, Shanghai the Ledge, and you had your bunny for a little bit, and then you elected just to pop and give her clear air.
Yeah, it's got left there probably a little bit soon, but we're still won, so who cares?
Long straight, isn't it?
It is. You don't realise how long it is when you're left there in front and you can hear them coming, but to her credit, she put her ears back and had a crack.
Like you said, twilight of your career, must be pretty special. Mark, the boss, it's his first Group 1 winner at Flemington.
My first Group 1?
No, Mark.
Oh, Mark.
Trainer.
Oh, is it really? No, I've known Mark since I was about 13 years old, and we've worked together my whole career, and he's just an absolute champion to ride for. And, if I do get into trouble, he irons me out, so he's a great mate, and yeah, as I said, a pleasure to ride for.
You're a champion jockey, mate. Pleasure to see you ride here again. Congratulations to all the staff, mate, and enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Good on you, Winksy. Well done to Obi Bosa. His first win down in a straight line, he says. Mark, congratulations. You were very confident before the race, and your mare has just been absolutely sensational.
No, she's a real star, and did us whole New Zealand proud again today. And Ben and the team did a phenomenal job. I'd been back home for a little bit, so well done to all our team at Cranbourne. Ben's assembled some really great team of people, and onwards and upwards from here.
Tell us about the planning, because you bypassed the Everest and you decided, right, this is where you wanted to be. Take us through that thinking after such a dominant performance, winning the Triple Crown at Moonee Valley.
Yeah, it was more about not wanting to. We just wanted to get her used to the surroundings at Cranbourne, and also we do think she's a little bit better left-handed, just a little bit. It's hard to argue with a right-handed record, but and I think we did the right thing.
You've got 36 horses this weekend, I believe, in 3 countries running around. Hard to keep track, but I think you'll celebrate this one pretty well.
Yeah, we had a pretty tough day at home today. We had some, let's just say, average rides, I thought, and we ran second in a couple of big ones there, but this will more than make up for it.
How are you feeling right now? You're an understated guy. You've been around racing for a long time. You've seen a lot of success and the vagaries of racing, but this is pretty big to win this Group 1 event here on Flemington on Champions Day for $3 million.
No, it's you know, you dream of days like this, and great having my son Xavier here with me, and you know, there's a lot that goes into these sort of days from all the staff from the ground up.
Hey, Xavier, you said you had great respect for the opposition before the race, with good reason.
Yeah.
How are you feeling now, pal? You tipped us the winner.
Oh, that was just a sensational victory. I'm just so happy for Dad, Ben Gleeson, all the owners. They all really deserve it. So much hard work goes into it all, and just so happy for everyone.
How old are you, mate?
I'm 17.
17, you at school here?
No, I go to school on the Gold Coast, actually.
Where do you go to school on the Gold Coast? I didn't think anyone did the school on the Gold Coast.
No, it's a pretty good place to live, and I get to fly down and watch Dad's great horses run here in Melbourne.
We'll celebrate like at school is on the Gold Coast tonight with your dad, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good on you, Xavier. You've been fantastic, mate. Enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you.
Good on you, Xavier. How about that, the Walker family? That was just fantastic. That's the first of the Group 1s out of the way, Michael. It's just a fantastic win. The New Zealanders are punching the air. We'll claim the horses as an Australian as well. Everyone's happy. It's a bit like Farlap, Darren Hinch even. Maybe Russell Crowe. We'll collect anybody who's any good from New Zealand and call them our own.
No offence, but I've got Imperatrice just a little bit above them at the moment as well. No, Farlap's good. That was just simply sensational. She lived up to the expectations. And for Tiakau Racing, who have just set up a base here in Victoria, Cranbourne, that's another reason why they decided to bypass the Everest, I'm sure, is that they wanted to put on a performance in Victoria, where they are based now in Tina. And both Espiona ran huge races, but in the end, there was only one, and that was Imperatrice. The first of our 3 major Group 1 races has lived up to all the expectations, and it gets even better. Up next, it's the Kennedy Champions Mile, where Mr. Brightside takes on Alligator Blood and Fangirl.
Welcome back and have a look at this. A magnificent performance by Imperatrice for Mark Walker with Opie Bosun on board. I just spoke with Opie a few moments ago. He's had over 2,000 winners in his career, and that's the first one ever that he's won in a straight line. He said it's taken him a while to get there, but what a way to do it, to put $3 million worth of prize money in the pocket. And look at that, well done. The New Zealand superstar, Opie Bosun. It's the first time we've ever had a drone on the Flemington racecourse. Go.
Yeah, so we started at the top of the straight and we spoke for about every furlong and how this race might unfold. And obviously he had his bunny, which was front page. I said, just get that bum, because it's the first time she's been down the straight, and if she's in front, she might get lost. I said, find a bum, and that'll take you into the race. And he executed this race to absolute perfection, and now she's the undisputed world's best sprinter.
So let's take it through now. So that's in the orange colours.
Well, they're obviously on the course proper now, and they're going to get towards Clock Tower right there. And I said, guess once you get inside this part of the race, then start unleashing the shackles. And it's a real field race, Eddie. It's not a race where you think, oh, I've got a tactics involved. It's a real field race. And now front page is starting to get the wobbly boot, and off she goes. She probably got a little bit lost when she got clear. You'd expect her to win by 2 or 3 from this point. She got a little bit lost, but like I said, she's the undisputed champion sprinter in the world right now, and she deserves this victory.
Michelle, a great ride. They're coming at Imperatrice there, but look at that, just a fantastic win. Talk to us about that ride. What did you see in that?
Well, it's very tough to be holding on from that far out. If I'm being honest, I think he hit the front a tiny bit too.
Absolutely sensational. Over 85,000 in the house to watch another chapter in racing history be written this afternoon at fabulous Flemington.
For the 163rd time, Melbourne, the running of the Lexus Melbourne Cup. And the field is set to run. Ready to go. Ready to go. And they're racing. As they come down the straight with just over a lap to go, the leader Serpentine by a length. And they get away at this stage as they reach the 1,500 metres. Deshaun Sweet Jr. without a fight. Shiraz well back in the field. So it's Serpentine running this along. It's a true staying test. Into the straight in the Lexus Melbourne Cup. 400 metres to go. It's absurd moving up on the outside for Zach Purden. A length in front, but without a fight, is running on right down the centre of the track. It's without a fight. 100 metres to go. 2 or 3 lengths in front without a fight. Mark Zara, a Melbourne Cup champion, wins it by 2 lengths.
He completes the Caulfield Melbourne Cup double. Mark Zara has 2 Melbourne Cups in a row.
She's out there, she never misses an event. Yeah, at least all the family back at home. Sisters here? Yeah, I love them all, and yeah, I'm getting a bit choked up, so...
Yes! Hey, if you reckon Mark Zara's pumped out, welcome and meet his sister Claire. I can't believe it! She's just won the Melbourne Cup for the 2nd time in a row.
What a Darley champion sprint it was. The hype was surrounding the superstar Kiwi Imperatrice. Her first look at the famous Flemington Straight, and she absolutely delivered. She was on fire down the straight. Opie Bosun winning his first Group 1 at Flemington down the straight. It was great to see. And now we continue the Group 1 build-up. The second of the big 3 is the Kennedy Champions Mile, and Eddie Maguire is with the First Lady of Racing, Gay Waterhouse.